I'm Samantha Mollen.
And I'm Kottie Kreischer.
And this is Don't Worry About It.
Do we need to introduce ourselves?
No.
Are we keeping the title of our podcast?
Who fucking knows?
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I worry about everything. No, I do, but you do too.
Hi, Kottie.
Hi, Samantha.
I feel like this is the only time I see you lately.
I try not to talk to you unless we're in this room.
I'm sort of thinking that the Ozempic has got you like...
I'm done. I did Ozempic for 3
you.
weeks, and I think I'm done with it.
Are you?
It makes you feel like shit.
I know. I was sort of hoping you'd be that like success story, and then I would just follow you into the darkness.
I know. You know what? I'm glad I did it. The curiosity killed me.
I know.
I was obsessing over it.
I'm wondering if I still have any curiosity now, even
No,
after.
You don't.
Yeah.
You know what's really... I did it for 3 weeks. First 2 weeks were golden.
Yeah, you were like flying
I was
high.
like, I love this. This is
Game
what normal.
changer.
This is a game changer. It's revolutionary. And now I'm like, no. I doubled down on the dose. I screwed up the dosing.
I still think you would have been in the same place.
Here's the thing. The big takeaway with it, I think if you have, and this is what is a blessing and what also sucks, is that when I did all my blood work, it was perfect. Everything was in the normal range. There wasn't anything that we had that aha moment of like, that's it.
Prior to taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, everything was like falling in the normal range. So I think if you have like normal blood sugar levels and you start taking that, like the lightheadedness will not go away for me.
No, because it's messing with you were already in balance, and then it's
already
like
in
messing
balance.
with it.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. I think that it was like a happy accident that people were able to like take it and lose weight, because I think it wasn't intended for people who had a normal balance.
No, it wasn't. Should we just call this podcast Ozempic Journeys?
I mean, I think we'll be touching on it.
So now I'm done, and I
We will
feel
be
good about it.
Repeatedly touching on it, no matter
Yeah.
what, I think, until society stops touching on it.
I think the role has slowed down, though. You know what I mean?
It's like for you and me, I think because we've been curious about it for so long that maybe we feel like that. But the event I was at last night, I was telling you about, all the women there were
on it.
No, we're talking about it, and this isn't just last night. Like recently, I feel like when I've been in like groups of people, they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's everywhere all of a sudden," and I'm like, "Well, it has been." Yeah. So I don't know. I think people who like weren't hyper aware of it in the beginning now feel like everyone's on it, whereas like you and I were hyper aware when people were like super secretive and there weren't as many people. So now it feels like it's fizzling just because so many people have been on it, don't feel good, and they go off it, and then they have intentions of going back on it. It's like there's no long game in it, you know?
No.
But I hear all these people like, oh, all of a sudden, and I'm like, it's kind of not, but I think it's more accessible. And this one particular person last night was like, oh my gosh, all the moms in like the Palisades are on it because that's where her kids go to school. And this one girl told me she hasn't like gone to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In 16 days.
Ew.
And I was like, well, probably, obviously, there's GI side effects of the medication, but also because you're barely
not
eating.
So you're using everything.
Well, also, you're using. There's still waste in there, but there's like your body's used to like sort of like cycling through, keeping the good and cycling out the bad. There's nothing to cycle out the bad. So I feel like that's got to be.
Yeah, and you know what?
Really
Another study they did in like Asia somewhere were saying people that were on it for like weight loss reasons, a long-term side effect they have is their intestines were all stretched out. It slows down your digestion, so food's just sitting in there. And it's not like contracting and like pushing it out.
Yeah.
So their intestines are like
it's not good.
It's
I
not.
mean, look, I wish.
But anyway,
I
can't shake the lightheadedness where I'm like,
Still?
I was texting your husband
Yeah.
all weekend. We went on like a staycation. Don't mind me.
It just flashed
It's fine.
my boobs, but it's just for inspo. But anyway, moving on.
We went on a staycation at a hotel in LA.
Oh yeah.
And
your lobster cob looked
freaking
amazing.
magical. It's such a magical place.
Yeah, Kottie and her husband did a staycation, which is when you go somewhere in your just in case you don't know, it's where you go somewhere in your same town, city. So you're not like flying or you're not that far from everybody, but and then you stay at a hotel over the weekend and escape everybody. It's kind of nice. You stayed at the Bel Air Hotel, which is divine.
It's amazing.
And I was raving about their lobster cob, which Kottie
I had it. It was really
got
good.
at the pool and sent me a photo of, and I was super jealous.
Yeah. But I got there, and you know when you check in, it's like you get in your room and they've got like a bottle of champagne and a huge spread of fruit.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, it's ice cold.
So nice.
So I had like 2 glasses of champagne and like sat on the, the
Patio.
balcony.
Yeah.
Or patio.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh God, I feel awful. You
really?
know?
Why?
Because of freaking semaglutide, the Ozempic shit. It's awful.
Lightheaded or nauseous still?
You just feel like when you have like that mild nausea and heartburn when you're hungover? That's exactly what it feels like.
Like all day?
All day. Just,
so did it ruin your weekend?
Yeah, it kind of did. And you know what else side effect that killed me? You can't get a buzz on it.
Ew.
So you just
Rude.
have the bad effect of drinking after you drink. No buzz.
So it might be good for someone who's like trying to stop drinking.
Yes, it will significantly cut back your drinking. But anyway, I was texting Duran, Sam's husband, about it. And I was like, this was the next day. I woke up and I'm like, this is miserable. I need to talk to a peer, So I texted Duran because he hated it too. And I was like, dude, this is the devil, It's like, when does it go away? I need to know when I'm going to feel normal. He was like, it took me like 2 weeks to feel normal again.
Oh, after, yeah.
After you stop. So like, so following week, you're like in and out. And I totally know what he's talking about. Like, I can't shake the lightheadedness. It's not as bad as when I was on it.
What about the nausea?
The nausea's kind of gone, but it's like, you don't feel the same drinking yet. Where I'm like,
so then what were you going to say about the, Duran has had some ENT issues, but he has before this. So, but I was mentioning this to Kottie and she seems to think that the two are related. So what are your...
Oh, no, they're not related at all.
Okay.
There's no connection. Oh. But circling back to COVID, which sidebar, I kind of miss COVID. I'm getting all these memories from 2020, April 2020, when we were really like sinking our heels into COVID. But after COVID, last year around like the fall of last year, I'll tell you exactly when it happened. It happened mid-September. I had gotten sick and I had like tonsil issues where I was like, I didn't think much of it because I've never had tonsil issues. I'm like, ugh, that sucks. I'm like, oh, it's so bad. But I didn't even chalk it up to it being centralized in my tonsil. I just have a sore throat, So it's one day before Lola's birthday. I'm about to go out shopping and I'm like, I'm going to look in my mouth. Like, what is going on back there? Like, what if I have a huge like sore in my mouth that I don't know about? Take my iPhone, put the flashlight, take my finger, press on the side of my tonsil, the one that hurts, and it explodes. Okay? This is a one-off situation. So that happens and I'm like, oh my God, the sore throat's gone. Wake up the next day and I'm like, oh, it's back. Boy, I'm itchy. And I'm like, that's weird. Don't think much of it. Cut to, by the end of that day, I am miserable. I have bruising all over my back because I'm going at my back.
What's happening?
So
this is too much of a buildup.
Call a doctor. They're like, oh, it's strep. They put me on amoxicillin. The itching gets worse. I can't sleep. So I go to like a legit ENT, like legit. He gives me a steroid shot and an antibiotic shot. Itching gets 10 times worse after that. And I'm like, what in the world? But he does cultures and he comes back and he's like, 2 days later. At this point, I'm about to die. I'm peeling my skin off my body. All centralized on my back, my torso.
Hellraiser.
Okay? So Duran's going to die when he hears all this, okay?
I don't know. I still haven't drawn the connection.
Just wait
you've
for
now
it.
thruwn me.
Okay, so it all makes sense. And I'm like, what makes sense? He's like, you have thrush. The culture came back for oral thrush. And I'm like, what? Googled it. It's disgusting. It's like what babies get.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much like a yeast infection.
It's like
a fungal infection.
In your throat.
Yes.
Okay, come on.
Long story short, I go on these lozenges or troches. I don't know what they're called, but 5 a day for like 20 days.
Okay.
Goes away for a week. Comes back. This goes on until December. They are putting me on this like liquid mouthwash that I have to gargle 5 times a day. I'm on so many antifungals, they cannot figure out how to get rid of it. Finally, they put me on this antibiotic. It finally works.
Okay.
This is Christmas. This started in September. At Christmas, I go on this antibiotic, and it's like the next day I'm miraculous recovery. Next day, I feel nothing in my throat. And then we see this news article come out. It's like the next wave.
Yeah.
It's this fungal infection that's incredibly hard to beat, and it presents itself in your throat.
Yeah.
and your tonsils. And it's pretty much oral thrush.
Okay, well, that's not. I thought you were going to tie it into the Ozempic.
No, it's not the Ozempic, but that's probably what Duran has.
Interesting. I don't think that's what he has. He's had tonsil issues forever.
Yeah, this is exactly what he has. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's not.
Pretty sure. I'll text
He's
him.
on steroids. They're helping him.
Wrong move. I'll text him and let him know to stop the steroids.
No,
The steroids make it worse. They help. They help
It's not the
momentarily.
same thing as what you had. I love
It
you,
is.
but it's not.
It is.
I
It
know.
is.
It's not.
He's got it.
He doesn't.
We were like the first. I feel like our little group is the first carriers of COVID. And now we're the first carriers of this fungal.
Oh, wow.
This fungal wave going
You should
across
be
the
so
U.S.
proud of yourself.
Seriously.
I'm moving on from this. I agree to disagree with you.
Pretty sure it is. Does his throat hurt?
No.
Then what are we talking about? What
It's-
hurts? Tonsils?
He has huge tonsils. He's had issues his whole life. He should have had them removed when he was a kid. He didn't.
Oh.
He often gets tonsillitis, and now he has like a secondary thing. It's not what you're talking about, but
What's his secondary?
he's gonna have his tonsils removed this summer. And like to remove your tonsils as an adult is way crazier than removing them as a kid.
I know.
Yeah.
My doctor, my ENT
he'll be
was
down
like
for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes. Yeah.
But they're like, he's like, the surgery takes like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
but the recovery
Yeah.
is a bitch.
For him, it's worth it. He's
worth
super
it.
prone. He's super prone. Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst. You have no idea how bad that is.
I know.
Because I was thinking about getting
He was
mine
sick when we
removed.
were in Japan for a few days. We had to like find antibiotics in Japan. It was super fun.
That's awful.
Yeah. But anyways, your thrush story was riveting.
Isn't that amazing?
I mean, it'll be interesting to see if that's like a thing.
No, so I sent the link.
Yeah.
Like a news article came out. And I sent it because I texted my ENT. Sent it to him. I was like, this is eerily similar. And, you know, doctors are so vague. He's like, sure is. And I'm like, I need a little more than that. Like, bingo, that's what you had.
You've cracked
What,
the code.
brat?
You've cracked
Like,
the code.
First carrier.
All
Yeah.
right. So you didn't really enjoy the weekend away. You still weren't
I
feeling
mean, I
great.
did. It just felt like flushing money, you know? Not that I couldn't drink. That's crazy.
I sort of always feel like that when I go to like those nice hotels for like 2 days because I'm like I want to like pause time. I'm like,
I know.
Wait, I want to just like enjoy this for like,
Yeah.
like I want every 24 hours to be like 48 hours instead of like, oh yes, milady, let me refill you.
Yeah, I want it to be a little longer, and then it's
Because you're
just
like,
so,
you wake up
that
the next
hotel's
morning, you're
so
like,
expensive.
I'm down $3,000.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, and clunk.
We are drinking Ashes and Diamonds' new Cremant champagne, which
Oh,
is
that's a cute name.
it's their first sparkling. It's my friend's wine out of Napa, and
And
it's
our new
really bomb.
sponsor.
And yeah, no, I'm thinking they could potentially sponsor us at some point because their wine is amazing. They make they make a bunch of wines, but my favorite is the rosé and this new champagne. Anyway,
I do like champagne. Did
really-
you know champagne's like?
the lowest in sugar.
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay, what were you gonna say?
It's great for anti-inflammatory cocktails. that weird?
Dang. What do you mean? What else would you put
I
in
don't
it?
know. That's where I stopped reading.
Like bitters?
No, I don't think you need to add anything. I think it's just great for anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds.
It's like a light
It's like
day
a,
drink.
You know,
Yeah.
a little kiss on the cheek.
Dom, my youngest 5-year-old, he'll be like, "You want the tiniest kiss you've ever had?" And I was like, "Of course I do."
You make him sound like a seducer.
And he is. Oh my God, he is. And he'll be like, it's like the sweetest little thing. Oh my God, no, he'll kiss me and then slip his tongue in my mouth. And I'm like, Dominic, you can't do that.
God,
He's
Ted
like,
does that.
I'm Dominic the surpriser. I'm like,
You're
oh
like,
my God.
"Ah."
No, but he's like literally could not be creepy. I mean, at least to me, like even if he tried. Like he says funny stuff just for,
Oh my God.
I feel like, attention, but it's like it's so funny, it's so sweet. But like the boys, the brothers and Duran look at me like, you
Oh,
like,
Mike thinks it's so dysfunctional.
oh my God. Yeah.
Ted told me he had a crush on a girl the other day. I was like,
Really?
what?
Who? In his class?
In his class. He was like, yeah, Mommy, I like her. I'm like, ew, stop.
Are you into her?
I mean, yeah.
You're like, she's fine. Well, Dom he's like, I'm a boob guy. That's
Oh
what
my
he said.
gosh.
He's like,
You
loves
breastfed
boobs.
him?
Yeah. And you know, like you think breastfeeding is going to be so easy when you have a kid.
It's awful.
It's not. I mean, I think I really think it boils down to some women have more patience than other women.
Yes.
And that, first of all, there's because it's you and the baby, and then some babies come out and they like like will latch easy and some don't. And I would say more often than not, they don't. Like Luca, my oldest, who's now 11, would try and latch, and then I just feel like he has like ADD or something. He was just like bored. Like, I don't want to work for it. Give it to me in a bottle. Like, go away. And then Ezra, because he was early, that was a little tricky. And then Dominic came out and was just like on, like just like
my kids were
easy.
Like that.
Like it was relatively easy. I didn't do it for very long just because I'm not that patient, but
I was more patient with Lola because it was COVID, and I was like, ugh, let's give her a fighting chance.
Yeah, I mean, he did it, and he was always just like a boob guy, and he was just like, he'll talk about boobs, but he's like so innocent. He'll be like, I love the look of them, and I'm like, thank you. I just love the look of them.
Little Dom.
It's sweet. It's so sweet.
Sweet.
I think it's so sweet. Duran thinks I'm like such a weirdo, but anyway.
Oh, Mike does too.
What were you talking about before that? You were saying, girlfriends. So Luca, my 11-year-old, so I'm starting to wonder. He's in 5th grade, and I'm like, is he into like what? I remember like in 5th grade, like different like boys would like bring me like little gifts and like, you know, but I don't remember being like specifically into boys yet.
I totally was in 5th grade.
Really, I feel like maybe it was like 6th or 7th. I remember.
Yeah, that's
like,
when it really.
And people would call and be like, I remember this one boy who was like so cute, and I had just moved to this new school, and he called me and he was like, "Hi, it's Greg Rodriguez," and I was like, "Hi." He's like, I I'm grounded. I'm not supposed to use the phone, but I'm not going to be able to use the phone for like 2 weeks, but I just wanted to ask you if you'd be my girlfriend. And I was like, yes. And he was like, okay, great. Bye. And then like literally like it was like, then like at school, it was like, you know, you don't know like what that even means. Like,
No.
And so Luca doesn't like, not that I'm prying because I don't even think we're there yet, but like, this is what I thought was so positive about the vacation. I got like so much, like they were like telling me so much dirt, like that I would have never gotten, like juice, I guess, rather than dirt, that I would have never gotten if we had been home. They just like felt like, I think so like free and like trusting or whatever. And Luca was like, Mom, I didn't tell you, but I asked on Valentine's Day, I asked Elliot, she's this girl, she's super cute. I asked Elliot to be my girlfriend. And I was like, oh, you did? Whoa. I was like, and what happened? He's like, well, she said she likes me, but she has a boyfriend at another school. I'm like, is that true? He's like, no, it's true. I'm like, okay. And I said, well, what does that mean to you? If she had said yes.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I don't know. Like, you know, we would sit together at lunch and maybe we'd hold hands, like walking to PE or something. And I'm like, so cute, but it's happening. It's like already happening. But also like all my nephews, like who, you know, 2 are in college, 1 in high school, 1 in junior high, they've never like had girlfriends like in college, yes, but like in high school I never saw them, or their friends a tremendous amount like with like girlfriends.
No, my nieces neither.
Yeah. I think it's sort of like different now.
I think we're kicking it old school again.
Do you feel like there were? Yeah, I feel like there was. It's
like it's just like
different.
You went to prom with your friends, and like.
And I think I don't know if we've talked about this before, but it's like because you're able to get that like validation now and that interaction with like social media. So I feel like it's not as like like dire to them.
Well, you're also not married to like being attached to someone at your school. You know what I mean? Like
totally.
Like we didn't.
Yeah.
Like we were kind of like, I don't know, caged to the people that we went to school with. You know,
Yeah.
where you went, okay, who am I going to date?
Yeah. Yeah.
I had boyfriends in like 1st grade though.
I mean, I had crushes, but I do think it's like health. I think that is like one. I would say that I think it's healthier.
Yeah.
And I think that's one pro that I can say about social media, even though it's like too much all of the time, that it has sort of like perpetuated like this, like, you know, and I think it's like across the board.
It's the only benefit of social media.
This feeling that like these kids don't need to be like so boy or girl crazy.
Totally.
Right?
Mm-hmm. I agree
and
with
you've
that.
seen it with your nieces too, which I think is interesting. I don't know. It'll be definitely experiment seeing what happens with our younger boys to see if that sort of stays true.
No, it's so funny when I think of Dom, I think he's Lola's age. I don't know why.
I mean, I still think he's 5.5. I feel like he's like 2.5.
I know, right?
He's my youngest. I think that's why.
Ted is so machismo.
He's your what?
He's like, man.
Dom wants to see him.
He tears his shirt off. He does pull-ups. I'm like, oh my Lord.
Oh my God, how are his teeth? Ted knocked
when I filmed.
We don't really know exactly how.
No.
Kottie
It's
was
still
gone.
a mystery.
Shooting Family Feud.
Yes. Shooting
And-
Family Feud, and I got a call 20 minutes before we started the game that he possibly knocked out his front teeth. His lip was busted. And you know what? We're sitting in this trailer, and my sister-in-law looks at me and is like, congratulations. Like, you are so calm. I was like, it's just teeth. You know, like, my family has so many issues with teeth. My brother knocked out all his front teeth, permanent. So I'm like,
Really?
yeah.
When?
With it. He was playing baseball.
Oh, when he was.
Oh,
young.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I was like, they're just teeth. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I got to be honest, when I got home, it was a lot worse than I was chalking it up to be. Where I was like, whoa. It was bad.
Yeah. I showed Dom the picture.
It was bad. His lip was busted open. His chin had, like, a huge, like, skid mark all over it. And then, like, one tooth came out, but then the other one was, like, facing the ceiling. So I was like, oh, you want me to grab that one? And he's like, no, don't touch it.
So it fell out, though?
Fell out 2 days later.
Okay.
All he had to do was, like, push it with his tongue.
Yeah.
It was, like, hanging. Ugh.
Yeah. No, I mean, in the scheme of things, it is, like, sort of
It's just
like,
teeth.
It's aesthetic.
And then 4 days later, everything heals, and he slams his finger in the car door. And I'm like, are you kidding?
Is it okay?
That's fine.
Oh.
But I mean, still, I'm just like, can we just take a break? Oh, my God. You know? It's too much.
I feel like it's always like that. I'm just
It
like,
is. And then I'm like going through, as I was saying, my phone keeps cycling memories. I don't know why now. Oh, you know why? Because I changed the setting.
Oh.
Now you can change the setting where it just does photos.
Oh.
Your
like,
wallpaper will rotate photos. It'll give you
Oh.
options. Like if you change it, it'll give you like headshots of
You have to
everyone.
show me how to do that because I want to do that. That's fun.
It's so fun. And like you choose which faces you want to see. So I just chose the kids.
You're like definitely not Mike's.
Mike, and we were doing it at the hotel. Mike's like, you don't want to see pictures of me? I was like, not really. He was like, wait, are you serious? I was like, did you choose me? I was like, I don't remember, but still.
I
was
would
like,
just not choose a face. I would just let it cycle.
no, because then you're going to get pictures of like random friends that you just don't care about.
I don't take pictures of random people.
And then I get pictures of like
Screenshots.
like a bruise on my knee, you know,
Yeah.
like just weird stuff. Or like
Yeah.
the 22 photos Ted took in the back of the car. Or I'm like, you got to filter it. So anyway. So anyway, I changed the setting on the wallpaper and then it's been feeding me up like memories and they're all from COVID. It's like, feels
you
like
speak
so
of it
long ago.
fondly,
I
like
do.
as though
I
you
miss
miss it.
I do. I really miss COVID.
What?
No, not the virus.
You miss being ill.
Yeah, I miss
No, but
miss
what
the
do you miss?
quarantine of it.
You miss like the lack of commitment.
The simplicity.
Yeah. Just survive.
Like, I just texted Annie and Mike, my sister and husband. Like, it made a photo reel of April 2020. And that's when we didn't know anything. We were, like, blindly, like, sitting at home going,
This is going to last
we'll
a month.
be back next
Yeah,
month.
yeah,
4th
yeah.
of July. That's
Yeah.
our target date.
Yeah.
And it was like, one of the shots is like, a box of, like, fresh fruit and toilet paper that someone delivered. You know, it was like the simple things. Or, like, Ted was always eating like popcorn on the couch, watching Trolls every day. Like, you know, like kind of time stood still.
You know why? For you, I think because that was the first time you were so balls to the wall, like with working, that I feel like that was the first time for you. It was a super positive, like not.
It was.
Like I mean, obviously,
it totally
like,
was. Yeah.
Despite like all the other horrible things about it, but it was the first time you actually got to slow down and like really spend time with your family.
I've never been home.
You always used to tell me how terrified you would be if you weren't working, because you would be like, I would go crazy, I'd be so bored. But I think it gave you that sense of like, I think it gave you were able to like enjoy it and appreciate it, and I think for you it was super positive. So I kind of get that.
And I was pregnant with Lola.
Yeah.
I was just home.
Yeah.
I had just found out I was having a girl.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I get for you why. And there was some sweet things about it. And I will say it did bring a lot of families closer.
It did.
Yeah.
I mean, it tore a lot apart, I think.
Well, no. I think we've talked about this. It like accelerated existing things for people. Like if people already had like, you know, some issues, whether their relationship or whatever, you know, with the kid, whatever, it was like that they could have avoided and they could have diffused and they could have like prolonged for like years or months or whatever. It like accelerated all of those, all of those trajectories. Like it was just like, oh, you're unhappy? Okay, like, can we fix it? No, we can't fix it. Okay, we're divorcing. Or like, it's like, like, or
yeah,
like,
dead.
you know, like any issue. Like, I feel like, and for that reason, like, sort of like a blessing, I guess. Like, there is a silver lining.
So,
There is a silver lining because why waste time? Like, on, you know, why avoid? Nobody could really avoid stuff.
But I think there was like the outside world, it was so dreadful what was happening. And there was so much fear that just the simplicity of staying home with your core family, like, was a safe feeling. And you appreciated it so much. You know what I mean? When most people, I think especially in the city we live in LA, it's like if you're not out, you're not doing stuff, and you're not, you feel like a lump on a log, you know? But like for that year, it's like you were safe, you were home, you were protecting your family.
But I think that's
you
still
know?
sort of like, it's still like now people have kept that same sentiment to some degree.
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mike was like, you never celebrated your birthday, because ironically, like, I didn't get COVID during COVID, but 3 years later, I got COVID a day before my birthday.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you kidding me? 0 symptoms.
Happy birthday.
13 days testing positive, and it just sucked. You know, just being like, when the rest of the world went back to normal, that's when I get it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
but you know what? I feel like at that point it probably wasn't as horrible.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But still, the next day for my birthday, he did this note of being like, I'm sending you and all your friends to Nobu, Malibu.
Oh yeah. When are we doing that?
Exactly. So I never planned it. And Mike said part of the gift is that the next day, he's like, I'll take the kids out. You can just have like a hungover day at home. I was like, oh.
Lovely.
Yeah, he's like, that's part of the gift. You get that night to go crazy, and then
Thinking ahead, really thinking, planning the whole
Winning.
the whole thing.
yeah.
So last night I have like 3 poodle mixes. Okay, my dogs.
Yeah, well, you bit
Last
off more
night-
than you could chew. You're like Bridesmaids when she takes like 8 puppies home with her.
I know I'm an idiot. Last
really are.
night I was thinking I have 3 dogs, 3 kids, and Duran, so basically 7 people who need like to be fed and dressed and taken care of and picked up after. So yeah, I have one 14-year-old dog, I have a 2-year-old dog, and a 1-year-old dog, and they all want to go out at different times. The 14-year-old's like a mess. She's like just like barks and blind and like
she is not 14.
What do you think she is?
Way older than 14.
Really?
Girl.
Why do you think that?
Because Charlie's almost 14.
What about Bianca makes you think she's older?
We don't know her actual birth date.
She's like 100.
She was an old soul when we got her.
She literally kept getting up. Like I had to wake up like 10 times last night. She kept waking up, and I was like, "FM, oh, I will kill you."
And you don't wear
does a coyote want a little hors d'oeuvre?
Seriously, you have way too many animals. I don't even know the one in the middle.
I want to like punt them off to my
You
balcony.
have Yukon.
Into the canyon.
Yukon and Bianca, and isn't there one in the middle?
Mew Mew.
Oh, Mew Mew.
Yeah.
Mew Mew is like a ghost to me.
Which
I never
I love.
bonded.
Oh, I know.
with Mew
There's
Mew.
nothing in there. She's
No.
like missing like a chip. And she has like a weird
She
look in her
is.
eyes.
She is. Like
yeah.
Yukon, like
Yeah.
I met him
and
once.
I think that's why she was hard to train, because she's like there's like a weird there's
She's
something
kind of,
she's
yeah.
like a little bit of an empty like shell.
She's like a dog, but like
She's loving and snuggly, but like she's not
like la la la.
No,
la,
yeah, you can't connect.
Nothing.
There's
There's no connection
There's
to
no
her.
connection. Yukon
Couldn't even tell you what color she is.
she's a redhead.
Oh, ugh.
Yukon
trust him.
the 1-year-old, he's like the dude from Big Lebowski. And
Yes.
he's like, you connect with him immediately.
Yeah, Yukon.
And he was way
yeah.
easier to train. I was like, go outside. And he was like, okay. I mean, he still had
Bianca's
accidents.
kind of like a schizophrenic roommate. You're just
Totally.
like,
she's
just
schizophrenic.
exists.
Mew Mew's like an empty ghost shell, haunted cloud. And then
she is a haunted cloud.
And then Yukon's like, hello. I'm like, he's like, he totally knows. He can totally understand you.
know,
And he's like
Yukon entered the family. He was like, who chose these two?
yeah, Yukon's sort of
Yukon's
like
like-
the blue ribbon baby.
Yes, for sure.
But yeah, I don't know. Bianca, like, I feel like she's going to live to be like 20, and I'm going to be like, FML. I mean, like, I can't. Like, I want to lock her in a room and just like, but she barks her face off. She wants to go out 100 times. She has all these like different issues. I had to wake up 6 different times for her last night. And then like randomly Yukon and Mew Mew wanted to go out, which like they normally don't. So fine,
Where
whatever.
do you walk them?
I just like let them in the backyard, but I have to watch them
that's
because
risky.
well, no, because now we're doing construction, so there's all these ways out. So it's like misty and like it's like been foggy, and I'm in the hills and I like can't see where they are. So it's not like I can be like eyes closed, like go outside. I have to like watch them, the whole thing. Then Dom, 5.5-year-old, I put him in his bed every night. He without fail, he wakes up in the middle of the night, half sleeping, comes back into my bed, kicks off the covers from the middle. So Duran and I both have no covers. And then Luca came in last night and it was like, my side hurts, my side. And like in
I
the
love
weirdest...
that doesn't give you anxiety. I'm like, appendicitis.
No, because I had appendicitis. So I was like, it's nowhere near that. I was like, it's muscular. Go back to bed. And he was like, like I literally last night was like the rockiest night like in so long.
What's so funny is Ted, our nanny, is like obsessed with telling us like, oh, okay. So Ted
Which
comes
one?
in, Mimi.
Okay.
At night, Ted will come in.
Yeah.
I bought him a new bed to be like, hey, we're going to start a new training
Routine.
session. Like, you
Yeah.
know, here's your new bed. Lucky you. Guess
Yeah.
what? There's no trundle. I can't sleep in here anymore. And so we got the new bed, and then he kept coming in. But he was obsessed. We had like a pull-out couch from Pottery Barn Kids.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I don't want to sleep on it anymore. And I'm like, why? He's like, 'cause it's not high up. And I was like, so? He's like, spiders, roaches. Like, he didn't want to be on the ground sleeping. So I was like, ugh, I can relate. Okay, fair enough. So I got him this like blow-up mattress. So I blow up the mattress and put it next to my bed because it's like 19 inches high. I did a lot of research. I got the highest twin blow-up mattress.
So you're
And I was
co-sleeping?
like, look, we're face to face. If you get scared in your room, just come in and lay on baby bed. That's what we call it. So Mimi comes in and is like, I start making it. And she's like, don't make it. I was like, what? She's like, no pillows, no blankets. And I'm like, what? I'm like,
If he wants to
it's
sleep
like
in
a
it, he
prison
gets-
bed.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
wait, why?
Yeah.
She's like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Because then he's going to want to sleep there. And I'm like, hopefully he wants to sleep there because I don't want to go back to his room. Like,
yeah.
I'm trying to make it enticing.
No, I know, but at the same time, then you're just like trading one thing.
Don't
for
care.
another. Yeah.
I was like, no,
you're
no.
in your bed.
We
yeah.
have different paths. Like,
Yeah.
I really don't care
Yeah.
where he sleeps as long as he sleeps.
Mhm.
And it's not outside. I'm like, I don't
You
care.
want to sleep in here? You can sleep
I was like, get in
naked
bed.
on a
He
plastic
comes, yeah,
blow-up
literally.
bed.
He comes into our room, I'm like, get in bed. And Mike and I are like, why won't he sleep with us? The only way he'll sleep with us is if I'm in the middle. And I'm like, that's not happening. I
What a
can't do that.
dick.
Yeah,
I
and then
can't
you're like
believe it.
trapped in like,
No, that's how Dom is. So
I
I'm like,
hate
Dom, if you're sleeping with us, you can't kick the covers off. And without fail, he's like, and then I'm just like, I'm gonna take scissors and just like cut them down the
yeah,
middle.
it was like if we each had our own blanket. I'd
Gerard
be
and I
fine.
each need a twin.
Yes,
duvet.
you need 3 twins. Because I'm like, ugh.
Yes.
This one girl I follow on Instagram got 2 king beds in her master. It
So
looks very enticing.
A friend of mine actually had a custom mattress made, bigger, like the size of like 2 kings.
Yeah. No, that's a trend now.
She did it like 5, 6, I don't even know. Like, and she has custom sheets made. The bed, like she has 3 kids. The intention was that they could all sleep in the bed, like
Yeah,
if they
it's a
wanted
little
to.
weird.
I know, but at the same
But
time,
in the same time,
genius.
like if I had a room big enough,
I know
I'd
there's
do it
6
too.
twin duvets.
Yeah, I would do like,
So in Japan, I wanted to stay at this hotel, but we like found out about it like late in the game. But it's like a more traditional, still like a hotel, more traditional Japanese, and they have 3 or 4 full size beds. Like I think they're on a platform, but like on the ground, all next to each other. And I'm
Ooh,
like, that's
yeah.
the genius. That's the most genius thing. Like we can all sleep
yeah,
like
in one room together.
with our own blankets.
And we're all going to bed.
But that's cute.
That's cute.
Because it's like that's like not camping because you're at a hotel, but like that's just like cute. Like there's nowhere else in the world I don't think that would like, other than Japan, that would like do something like that.
And I slept with him last night. I hope Mike didn't watch the cameras because he was in Miami. I just love sleeping with him. I just love it.
There's no.
And my
Do you kiss
sleep
him when he's
score?
asleep?
Of course. And my sleep score is never higher. Like it was 88 last night.
There's something temperature.
No, like out of 100.
Oh,
My
I
sleep
was like,
score
whoa,
was an
that was warm.
88.
What notes does it give you?
On my sleep score,
Yeah.
tells me score was an 88, quality was good. My note for the night was I had plenty of REM. I slept 7 hours and 38 minutes, which means my time down was well spent. Like I wasn't dicking around in my sleep.
Oh, that doesn't seem like a
So-
lot of sleep.
It's not. It's really not. I went to bed at 9:43. I fell asleep. I woke up at 5:25. I had 59 minutes of deep sleep.
Is that normal? Is this a normal score for you?
If I've been drinking, and not even
The
heavily
score goes
drinking,
down
like
10 points.
1 or 2 drinks, like
Yeah.
if I have 2 cocktails, my score, God forbid I have 2 cocktails and a glass of wine, it's in the 40s.
Dang.
If I have any wine, it's in the 40s.
Why does the wine fuck with you more
Sugar.
than everything else?
Sugar. But like last night,
It's
time
so
awake,
weird.
4 minutes, 2 hours and 7 minutes of REM, put me in a coma. Like who gets that?
Really? See, I don't know. I don't know what's normal.
This Garmin, I'm telling you, out of all the activity trackers you could have,
You
'cause
kind of
I
look like
have
a
'em
dork
all.
in it.
I know I do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not the broad showing up to like black tie events wearing an Apple Watch. That grosses me out.
Ugh.
Like, take it
Oh my
off.
God.
We don't need to track
So
tonight.
my mom used to. Okay, this is. I don't think I've ever told her this. I
Thanks
should.
for making me self conscious, and I pull my sleeve down. It's not as dorky looking as the rest.
My thing is like whether I'm wearing that or not. Like, does it change what you're gonna do for
yeah,
that night?
it does.
Oh, because you want to like ace it.
It's telling me my blood oxygen throughout the night.
Ugh, I don't need that anxiety. Okay, my mom, this would always bother me as a little girl because I was always into fashion and like dressing up and like I was such a girly girl. And my mom obviously was like a beautiful woman and whatever, like had like good style, I guess, but like didn't really care about it. Like didn't really care. That wasn't like her focus, but she
Yeah.
just like looked good by default kind of. But no matter how dressed up we got, whether it was like black tie or like, I swear, like at one of her many weddings, who the hell knows? She's been married 6 times and divorced 6 times. She would always wear a beautiful watch. It was like a women's Rolex, you know, like tiny,
Yeah.
like your old one.
Yeah.
Like, do you still wear that, by the way?
I still have it.
It's so like too tiny. I'm sure it'll come
Too
back
tiny.
into style.
It is. It's
This
making a
tiny
comeback
little
now.
like gold like Jubilee
yeah.
like
I know what you
chain
mean.
and
Yeah.
she would be dressed to the nines and then wear this like I just feel like no matter how nice a watch is like casual. Like she would then still wear the watch
Yeah.
with the outfit. I'm like, you can't wear like it's not like you can't wear the watch.
Well, I did.
And she would always wear the watch. And I need to like tell her like I don't know what she's gonna do
Since
now
I
about
got
it.
this bracelet,
CGI it out of
I've
the photos.
started
Which one?
the
Oh,
Cartier
yeah.
bangle, the Cartier love cuff. I've stopped
Love
wearing
cuff.
this love cuff. I stopped wearing this for a while,
Yeah.
and I like the way it looks, just having like simple, you know. But then I was like, ugh, I'm not as active if I'm not wearing it. 'Cause then I'm like, you know, gives me my ticker of like, you haven't walked today at all.
I mean, I guess the iWatch does the same thing. I wore so I was going to ask you, so the Garmin watch, do you have to charge it?
Once every like 6 days.
Okay, so that makes a huge difference.
Huge difference.
So the iWatch, I think the new one now is different. So people are saying
No,
that
I bought it, dropped like $800 or $900 on
and
it.
people said the battery's way better.
It's awful. It's not as good. Yes,
The
if you've
old
never had
did
a
you have the
Garmin-
old iWatch?
Yes.
Okay, so the old iWatch, like any of them, I don't even know which one I have. Like I would charge it and it would last for like 6 hours and then it was dead. And then I would be like I'd forget to take it off or put it on and it was like so frustrating.
Mike has the new one too.
Yeah.
He got like the big one.
Yeah, I know. My dad has it. It's massive.
It's massive.
Yeah.
He has the big one. I got the new one. When they say it's a longer battery, it's like the full day and then you have to charge it the next morning. Like it'll last you through the night and then the next morning you have to charge
but that's
it.
a huge improvement from the old ones.
I guess.
But not compared to this. if
This.
you're
I
saying-
just want to go to sleep every
See,
night and get
that's-
sleep scores.
Well, so I think the problem is that they're trying to make the iWatch do so much as the iPhone, and so it's just like
Do you know why you'd become
Draining.
addicted to this?
no, I would never.
No, but you would, in the sense that it gives you a calendar that
Mm-hmm.
syncs to your phone, and you can go like, I've done this before where I'm like, I'm not going to drink this week and I'm going to exercise 4 days this week. You look at the calendar and the calendar has bars where it checks off everything you've achieved that day.
That you wanted your
like
goals.
a full sleep score, all your steps, hydration.
Have you bought anything?
I bought Face Sandwich. Have you heard of this?
No. What is it?
It was expensive.
What is it? Tell me.
Face Sandwich. Okay, the Beauty Sandwich. That's what it is.
Okay.
Loved by Vogue and Allure, the top Miami facial bar. So this guy does facials to the stars, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I was like skeptical, but I was like, oh, I'll buy it. I bought it.
Serum or what is it?
No, it's a sandwich. So it goes between your moisturizer and your serum.
Oh, okay.
You do a pump, but I do too.
Pump.
And I go like this, and you just press it into your face. I just did it before coming here. Oh my God, it's so good.
Really?
It's so good.
Oh, you know what I just got? I got this. It's so dumb. This so I always use the It's a 10 conditioner mask just as a conditioner.
You've always done that.
It's because
it's really good.
It changes like the texture of my hair until I wash it again. But I've always felt like whatever shampoo doesn't matter, fine, like whatever. And I got this one L'Oreal shampoo. It's like a repair shampoo with gold quinoa. Or it's like L'Oreal Gold or something with like quinoa. It's a repair and it's game changing. It's like
Really?
so moisturizing, the shampoo. Like, you know how most shampoos like aren't like they feel very stripping, kind of.
What color is the bottle?
It's like a peach color. Yeah.
L'Oreal what?
Repair quinoa.
Quinoa? Are you sure it's quinoa?
Yes, bitch, it is.
That seems weird.
It's not. It's game changing.
Oh, that?
So much so.
Gold?
Yes. Read what it is. What is it?
That's expensive.
Yeah.
For
Read what it
L'Oreal.
is. It's a
Absolute repair.
yes. It's brilliant. And
Really?
yes. It's so. Oh my God. Get it. And I was
You
like,
know, I've been
no,
using
it was
the same.
It was expensive, and I was like, I'm not gonna love this. I'll just return it to Amazon because like whatever. I'll just try it.
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed. I was using the same like Whey detox shampoo forever, and I'm like, this is my new one.
You used Whey?
Yeah.
Ew, really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Why?
I never could get into that. It's like putting hand cream in your hair. I hated it.
The
Are
shampoo.
we talking about? Oh yeah.
The shampoo I liked.
Wait, I've used
Lindsay's
the same.
friend Jen.
I've used the same shampoo and conditioner for maybe 10 years,
What is it?
and I've tried every other, and I can't.
What is it?
It's the Matrix.
No. Try this.
Okay, all right.
Try
I'm
L'Oreal
buying it.
Absolute. And I love it so much that now I just ordered the conditioner. I haven't tried it yet, so I'll report back. But I'm like obsessed with it. And by the way, I feel like L'Oreal like has been doing this for so long. They
I know.
probably
You know what? I'm telling you, there's something with drugstore brands, and I'm like, you guys have like survived the apocalypse.
Oh,
like,
so I was talking to someone about this last night. So I was with this girl who works for one of these major razor brands, not Gillette or not Schick, but another really big one. And she was just talking about like market space and like, you know, like they were direct to consumer for a while. So the whole thing. And I had been using that Flamingo.
ugh, I hate Flamingo.
For like 2 years. Also,
awful.
I don't have a lot of hair, and like I did laser hair removal. So, but like I don't.
Lucky you.
No, you don't either.
I know.
But like, so I don't. I'm not like someone who like has to have the best razor. But I was like, oh, I loved the marketing. I loved the packaging. Like I loved all of it. And I was like, oh, it's so good. Like I don't know, for some reason it felt like more
I hate
natural.
it.
It's not. I literally have not. So finally, last week I broke down and bought
Billy?
like a no, not Billy, but I've heard Billy's
Billy's
good.
amazing.
Okay, so I broke down and just bought like not the Venus because I had the Venus so many times. I think it was Gillette. It like has two sides to it. Anyways, I just used it for the first time like 2 days ago, and I was like, oh my God, a real shave. I haven't had like a real shave in like 2 years since I've been using Flamingo. Flamingo is just I think
Flamingo's
they're
the worst.
I think they're really trying, but then something like I don't know why. I'm like, oh well, it's Gillette or Schick, the one I just bought, and I'm like, well, there's a reason because they've been doing it. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like they just like.
I can't believe you haven't tried the Billy.
But see, here's the thing: Gillette just tried to buy this other company, which I won't say because I don't know, like if I can say it or whatever. But like that, this girl works for who has like a big market share, and like legally, like they can't because it would be too much of a monopoly
yeah,
on.
because they're bigger than the company they're buying.
They have too much of a market share. They
Yeah,
own too
yeah.
much of the
It would be
market
like,
already.
yeah.
That they're like there's laws against
Yeah.
them having the monopoly. But like when someone does something so well,
Yeah.
it is so hard for another brand to compete like at
Mm-hmm.
that level. Especially when it comes to something like a razor or something that has to like
Yes.
like function so accurately, like
Yeah.
so precisely.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's different, I think, when it's a shampoo or a conditioner, like when it's like a razor that has to like I don't
Believe you
even know.
haven't tried Billy.
No, so you
I've
like
tried,
Billy?
Oh my God, Billy is.
So is Billy
the best razor
direct to
I've ever-
consumer or is it like in stores?
You can buy it in stores now. Walgreens has it, or CVS has them.
And what's the draw? What's the sell?
You just try it and you'll know. It's the best razor you've ever used.
Is it unisex?
No.
It's geared more towards women?
Yeah, definitely.
Why is it called Billie?
Billie.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. It's really cute.
So it's not geared towards men at all.
No, not geared towards men.
Okay.
And they have a shaving mousse. Did you ever use Benefit? It came in a tub. It was very bougie. In college, Benefit made a shave cream,
Yeah.
and it was like
No, I never
an
used it.
iridescent pink because it was like $20 or $40 for the bottle, and you.
Only those at SMU use
Yeah, I
such
think
a
only
thing.
people that rode the pony to class could get to use that. But it was magical, and Benefit stopped making it. But Billie came out with it, and it's just, you've got to try it. I'll buy it for you.
You're so sweet.
I know, I'm a giver. I'm going to buy it for you because
such
I
a
push it on
generous
everyone.
person.
But yeah.
Okay, I'll try Billie. But I literally was like, I don't know why. For whatever reason, I was trying to like hold strong to Flamingo. I hated
Flamingo.
I have no idea why I had such like loyalty towards them. Like I was like,
Their branding's
I was
adorable.
like, it's cute.
Yeah.
But I was like, your razor's rusted, and they were like, they sent me a new pack of razors. I was like, okay. And then I was at Target, and it was like new like. It was like the new version, like we've changed the razor, like the blades. The blades are new. And I was like, finally. And then like I literally would then after shaving would see like my knees and like whatever. And they would be like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I just like
doesn't-
I don't understand. And
Why
then
are you touching your arm? You shaved your arm too?
I did shave my arms.
What?
Oh yeah, you told me not to.
Yeah, don't do that.
I've been doing it and I love it. Shave your arm, you'll never go back.